Again, let me explain what's going on. We are going to create an EC2, and we're going to make sure that this EC2 can get the code from GitHub. Before we do that, we have already created a key with some machine. It can be any machine. We use an EC2 instance that we have terminated already to create a key, and we put the public key in GitHub, and the private key is currently located on the workstation. It's there. So this configuration is already done. So we're going to use that information to then move this project to this new EC2 instance. I'm creating an EC2 instance. I've got to the launch instance page. I've set my name, selected Ubuntu, and always make sure you're using free tier if you don't want your money to go. I've already also created a key pair, which is also available on my workstation. The 13th July, the PEM is also there. So in a nutshell, to also connect to this EC2, I don't need to create another key. My point is we don't have to create keys every day. If you keep your keys, you don't have to keep it safe somewhere. You don't have to create it every day. Okay. So I'm going to select the key because I have the private key. AWS is not going to create me a new one. And I'll leave all the settings as the same default, because obviously we are creating a not secured EC2 instance. Now launch. When I go back to EC2 and I refresh, I should be able to see the second one. Okay, I'll select this one. This one is coming up now. It says pending. And the old one is terminated. So basically, we use this machine. We could have used our Cloud9 to create the SSH key for GitHub, but let's take it that we can use any Linux machine. So we use this one to set up the GitHub. Now we're creating this machine. We're going to deploy the application on it, which you know how to do, but getting the code on the machine is what we have. So I have the IP address. So now what's happened is I've just created this machine again. So I'll probably put -2 to the name. I'll leave it. It's -2. Okay. Don't want to spend time drawing. So we have created this machine again. Now let's get the code onto this machine. That's it. Okay. To do that, we have to connect from our workstation to this machine so that we can go to this machine and pull the code there. Yeah. Cool. Now to do that, we go to our workstation and then we run our SSH command, which is already done in one of this close. Yeah, so this is our SSH command. Remember, we are using the same key. We didn't create a new one. And that key is already on this workstation. So currently we have a folder that has all our keys. One of them is for GitHub. One of them is to connect to the EC2 machines, okay? The machine that I'm going to connect to, the IP address needs to change because it's a new one. So I'm saying secure shell using this key as this user to this machine IP address. Okay. And it will ask you of your handshake. Remember, what I did here is I did not create a new key. Do not keep creating keys unnecessarily if not needed. Okay, that's the point I was trying to make. But I'm in this machine now. Now, in this machine, which is here, clear, is here now. This machine needs to.
And one more thing. Can you zoom the terminal?
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay. So in this machine, we need to make sure that this machine can connect to GitHub. And remember, we have already set up GitHub with a public key. So if we use the private key to connect, it should work. And we already have a command that does that. Okay. And the command is expecting that copy. And this command, which is here, is saying that go to GitHub using this key to connect to GitHub and clone me this project. Currently, where is this key? This key that we are talking about. Who can tell me the location of this key now on this
in the
diagram?
Cloud9.
It's in the Cloud9. You cannot connect to GitHub from this machine when the key is in Cloud9 at the moment. So what do we have to do? Say it.
Another secure copy.
We need to move the key to this EC2 machine. Simple. This key is always going to be the key that we are going to use every day. It's safe here. Unless we delete the Cloud9, then the key is gone. If you lose the key, then you're going to have to set up again. But you already have your key. You've already set it up here. So I don't need to go and do SSH keygen again. Okay. So I will move this key to this EC2 instance, which it means that whenever I create an EC2 instance, I need to copy that key and put it here. Not move it, copy it. Because if you move it, then you lose the other one. You need to copy. Remember, the word is copy. Every time I create an EC2 to connect to GitHub, I need to use the same key, which is this one. So now I can actually delete this one. I don't need it. I'm not going to create any more. I will only always use this one. That's why I named it all for all. Okay. So I'm going to move the key to here. Okay. And this is where the scripting will come in. When we are scripting, the script will then, as soon as we run the script on Cloud9, it will do all of this for us. That's the idea. And then also make sure that the code is there. The script will do all of that. So we go to Cloud9. We are here. And the key is in CD SSH. When we list, we find out that the key is where? Here. Where is it? GitHub key. This is it. We need this key to be on this machine, which is sitting here now. It needs to be on this machine. So we are going to do SCP secured copy. We have already done that command before, but this time around, before when I did it, I moved it from a machine here to here. Now I'm moving from a machine here to here. This is where you see the difference between moving from here to here, what happens to the command. So I'm going to copy the same command. Yeah. And when I go to, remember, you need to run it from here to move it to here, because this machine has access to this machine, but this machine doesn't have access to that machine. Confusing more. The key to connect to this machine is here. This machine doesn't have a key to connect to this machine. Okay, so it has to be run from here. So this is the command. Okay. But for copy command to work, you need to swap it. So the copy command said copy this file. So it means that the file you copy, let me open, we are learning copy command today as well, which is cool, isn't it? Okay, so let's use this opportunity to learn copy command. Okay, copy, I need to increase the size a little bit, isn't it? Control, it's not increasing. Let me use a different text editor. Close without saving. One that I can, new file. Oh, okay, let's go back to Cloud9 and open a file there. Open a new file. Can I increase? Yes. Okay. So copy command. Copy command is copy. Remember, I'm not going to use the command itself. Anyway, copy. What to copy? and then where to copy to. Okay. Copy command takes what I want to copy, where I want to copy it to. Okay. So if we go back to our command again, and this is too big, you see that at the beginning, what we want to copy is here. This is the what to copy. But because what to copy is in a remote machine, we put all that information. What we want to copy is in this machine. It's in this machine, and it's on that machine is on this location. That is what to copy. Everything here is what to copy. So you're telling it where the thing you're copying is. So that's what to copy. And then where you want to copy to, the path, the complete path of where you want to copy the thing to. You get the point? Yeah, that's copy command. So now what we want to copy is here, and where we want to copy it to is here. So we need to swap. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to let me put this here and run the command. Okay, there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to now copy this, all this. Yep. So copy and then delete it. And I need to put it in front of all of this. Okay. So now what has happened here is this is what I want to copy. This is what I want to copy up to here. And this is the location. It is in my home environment. It's here, sitting here in the SSH key, and it's called personalized greeting gate key. Where do you want to copy it to? I want to copy it to this machine. Well, remember, we need to change this IP because the machine has changed, isn't it? So I need to go and find this IP address, which is this one. So I will go here and change this. I want to copy it into this machine. Yeah. So SCP, secured copy. If you're copying it in your own one machine from one location to the other location on the same machine, you just use CP. But if you're copying securely, you use SCP as a program. And because you're connecting to, you need to specify the PEM file to connect to this machine and the user you're going to use and the location. Remember this double dots, location where you want to copy it to. I'm always going to put it in temp because it's easy to access temp. You don't need a lot of permissions to access temp. That is it. Now, I know there's a problem. Oh no, we are sitting in this location, so there's no problem. So this key that we're going to use to go into the machine, there are two keys. We are copying one key, we're using one key. Confusing. But this key is only allowing us to connect to this machine, and we are going to put this key in that machine. That's going to allow us to connect to GitHub. Okay, simple. Okay, so let me remove the comment and run this command. Public key denied. Why? It is that key, isn't it? It's a lost connection. Public key denied. Key, let's see, ls-alt. We used it to connect, didn't it? This is the public key. This is the machine. Let me check. This is the machine. This is it. I'm able to connect because I have already connected here. Let me just comment this out. Come out of this machine. Let me see what happened. This is okay. So what I can do is this worked, so I can just copy this, go to here, change it, and then obviously put SCP in front. Okay. I'm still drafting the command. I'll share with you. Not SSH, SCP. And obviously the file, this file is sitting here, so I'll remove this from front. Yeah. So SCP, this, and I want to, okay, minus I, SCP minus I. Yeah, so I need to remove all of this. No, I need to remove all of this. Yeah. Okay. SCP minus I. Yeah. SCP minus I, what you copy, and where you're copying it to. I think so. So this is what we want to copy. Okay. So I think what happens is the connection minus I has to come completely every time before this. So if you go back to this, so SCP, this one is copy, but then if you're doing SCP copy, if you're doing SCP is then file, identity file first. File first, yeah? Identity file first. So SCP, identity file, what to copy, where to copy, okay? That's what's happening. So if you look at, where is it? Where is it? There. SCP, identity file, this is what we want to use. What to copy, yeah? What to copy, space, where to copy it to, yeah? I'm thinking this will work. Voila, it worked. Okay, so now when we go back to the machine which we came out of, okay, we came out of it, didn't we? Go back to the machine and we connect to it again with SCP. Now we don't do any handshake. We'll find that if we cd into temp tmp, the file is there. There it is. Okay, so this is the command we need. And now that you know the command, you're not going to struggle again. So keep this command. You only have to change the parameters. So remember, copy SCP. I'll put this two in the, do a document, guys. Okay. So we have now, we already have our file here. We've done it. Everything is okay. Now it's here. We created an EC2. We moved it here. Now let's use this to then move the code to this machine. That is it. And then from there onwards, you can continue, but you go and continue, and then tomorrow morning we script it. We're going to script all of this. That's the fun part. It's amazing, isn't it? Or do you want us to script moving the file today and then do the rest tomorrow? I'll let you vote later. I've got time today, so I can do more. All right. So we created an EC2. We moved our file that we already have configured with GitHub there. Okay. So now let's try and see if we can use that file to move the file, the code here. So Cloud9 again, and we are in this machine. Why does Cloud9 do this to me? And yeah. So we've moved this file. Remember the location of this file is pwd. Pwd clear ls. Okay, so there's a command that we used. Okay, and this is the command. So now we are going to SSH into GitHub and pull the code to this machine. But now we have a key. We have a key, didn't we? We have a key, the key that we're going to use. Remember, I'll change the location of the key to temp /tmp. That's it. So we're saying that SSH into GitHub using this key and get me this repository, please. That's it. We've moved the key here so we can do that. Yeah. So SSH into this key and get me this, using this key and get me this code and put it in this environment. Actually, I'm nearly making a mistake. Again? I have to be here. pwd. I want the code to be in home Ubuntu, not in the temp. So the command is this. Okay. Let's run it. Voila. Handshake. And we done it. ls. What happened? Could not read from the repository with the public key, permission denied. Do you know why? I think whenever we come here, it changes the permissions. Let's see. ls minus alt. ls minus alt. See, the permission of the file, where is it? Has changed again. So in your script, when you're running a script, whenever we copy the file, we need to make sure that the permission is changed before we use it. So I'm going to change the permission again, which is chmod 400. Okay, so during the copy process, moving the file from one place to the other, it does that. So let's check if the permission has changed. Remember, you can also run ls minus alt on a specific file, ls minus alt, and it will only list that file instead of listing everything in the folder. So yeah, the permission has changed now. So let's go and run the command again to clone the repository. Yeah, so we're going to clone. What's going on? Look at what I'm doing. What's the name of the file? Is this. And look at what I've put here. Oh my days, Charlie. The name of the file should be exactly the name of the file, not some other name. Because when we moved it, we changed the name, didn't we? Now we have it. Okay. I'm going to stop this call, do it again, but I have the commands. I'm just going to run a quick, 2 commands, Papa, and I've got the code so that you know where it's going. So when you watch the videos, the first one, when we were creating commands, it was long. Second one, we were still creating some commands when it was long. But now we have the exact commands. Let's do it in a fast pace. Okay, so let me stop this recording. And this time around,